Hello everyone, and welcome to part 7, which is the final part in this series of videos introducing you to Tech2 production. So far in the series we've explained the process from beginning to end. We've gone over invention, reaction and the final build stages, and it should have given you an idea of what to do and what to expect going forward should you want to continue building Tech2 items. In this video I'm going to be introducing you to a tool called Ravworks and explaining how to use it and how to set it up. So Ravworks is an out-of-game website that will do a lot of the background maths for you, making the whole process much simpler. It will calculate the entire job from start to finish, give you a list of materials you require, as well as giving you a list of jobs to run. So the web address is ravworks.com. When you load it up it will give you this window. It will just tell you here a bit of information about it. If you scroll down it shows you what you can do. So obviously you need to set up a config file first. There's a production planner tool that will work out the profit margins for you, and there's an invention tab as well. So the first thing we need to do is set up the industry config. So because I'm doing all my jobs in FTACN, I've set this section here as FTACN as the system. That way it's going to pull the local NPC taxes that are involved with production. You can see here what the market taxes are. I think the market taxes, well I'll tell you what, we'll just put it for 3% just for argument's sake. So you've got the sales tax there and the broker's fee. Here you've got a tab where you can tell it how many reaction slots you've got, how many manufacturing slots you've got, and you can tell it to not split up jobs that are shorter than 1 day. So if you have a job that takes 2 or 3 days, it will split them up so that they'll be done quicker. So I'm just going to set that for 5, just for an example. No jobs longer than 3 days there. We have a invention tab as well. On this side we're going to tell it that we don't want to make fuel blocks, we're going to be buying them. If you need to make RAM modules, I'll leave that open. Same with Tech 1 hulls, and then you've got capital components, advanced capital components, hybrid components, and then all these reactions here are for drugs, I do believe. You can also say if there's anything you don't want to build, you can put that in there. And then we scroll down and these are all the manufacturing efficiencies that are structure based. So you can see that if we want to build advanced large ships, which is Tech 2 battleships like Marauders and Black Ops battleships, you can see the bonuses from the structures. You will need to do this yourself, so if we click set with structures, you can see that I've got the FTACN CTO set there. So you've got a list of structures, it's a CTO, it's in nullsec, and these are the 3 rigs that it's fitted with. And then we have the Tatara. Obviously if we wanted to set it as a Athanor we could do, but obviously we're going to be doing our reactions in the Tatara in FTACN, and I've got the right rig set there. If we click auto, it's going to tell you to build everything in the CTO and then to do the reactions in the Tatara. Obviously if there are other structures in the system that are set for building specific things, you would need to set them up specifically. Let's say for example there was an Asbel set up for building Tech 2 cruisers for example, and Tech 2 cruisers alone, you might get better efficiency doing it from that Asbel. So you'd put that Asbel in there, you'd add the structure, set it as an Asbel, set it in nullsec, and then let's say for example it's got advanced medium ship manufacturing efficiency. If we click auto there you'd see then that because it's got that Tech 2 rig, it's telling us to build advanced medium ships in this specific structure here. So with that we have everything set up here. So let's say we're going to invent a Zealot blueprint. If we go to the Go to the invention, let's type in zealot, click submit. It'll ask you what your skills are in these specific areas. I've just set 3 just for an example. If we click calculate, and here it will tell you what the probability is, what the runs are of the blueprint if it's successful, the material efficiency of the blueprints, the time efficiency of the blueprints, what the average number of runs per successful invention are, and then the cost of 1 run manufacturing profit according to your config. And here are a list of all the different decryptors you could use. So let's say we weren't going to use any decryptors. We'd have a 33.15% chance of it being successful. If it were successful, it would only be 1 run. It would have an ME of 2, a TE of 4. If we used the attainment decryptor, like what I used in the previous video, we'd have a just under 60% chance of it being successful. We'd have a Tech2 BPC that has 5 runs on it, 1% ME and 8% on the time efficiency. And you can see here the costs of all the different data cores and decryptors. You can see the optimized attainment decryptor is 6.9 million. If we're going to use an optimized attainment decryptor, it would be just under 63%. We'd only have a 3-run blueprint. We'd have a 3 times ME and a 2 times TE. So you can see there the different effects that all the decryptors have. So let's say we've invented our zealot now and we're going to start building some. So we go to production planner, clear the stocks because we don't have anything in stock. We're going to make some zealots. We have 5 runs and our material efficiency is 1. So we click add job. There you can see it's been added now. Click submit. And here you can see that according to this is using Jita prices and whatnot. You can see that the end products are going to cost us, or it's going to be worth 869 million ISK. You can see that the first stage composite reactions are going to take 16 days. And everything else there. So let's go to jobs to run. You can see here that we have all our jobs to run. We have our T1 components there. So you can see that it will take 0.19 of a day, whatever that is in hours, and cost 1.2 million ISK because it's pulling that from the NPC taxes and whatnot. Intermediate composite reactions. So let's look at this one. You've got 17 jobs here. It's split them. Has it split any of these? No, it's not split any of these. These are all the first stage reactions. You can see that this one is going to take 84 runs and 4.64 days. That's looks like it's the longest job. I can click it there actually. You can see there that that's the longest job. It's also the most expensive because it is the longest and it's the highest number of runs. You can see sulfuric acid, Excite, Disperite, etc, etc. Now if we go to this one, you can see that we only have 10 jobs to build the final reactions here. It's going to take 3.37 days for the longest one. See the tungsten carbide there, it's split into 2 61 run jobs. And the advanced components here, so these are all the parts that are going to actually go into the Tech2 hull. So we've got 353 fusion thrusters, 0.717 days. Tesseracts units, it's 2,113, that's going to take just over a day. Longest job here is the armor plates, that's 2 days to do. And then the final job here, Zealot, it's going to take just under 5 days, 24.6 million ISK. You can see here this is the stocks tab. So if you are starting from scratch, you've got nothing in your hangar to begin with, these are all the materials that you would need to buy. So you need all these different types of moon goo, 705 units of morphite. Ignore these because these are the reactive materials you're going to make. You need 217 hydrogen fuel blocks, so on and so forth. 23 million units of titanium, etc, etc, and there's some more here. You've got your construction blocks, your RAM, because you're going to build those. And then if you click here, end products, your zealots, produced parts. These are all the different components you're going to make, and it's a really, really good tool for splitting down the jobs into easier to comprehend parts. I think one thing that you might need to take into consideration is that the game does maths in a bit of a weird way sometimes, and that it will round up a lot of things and round down a lot of things. So to try and get around this, what we've figured out is that, especially in the reaction stage, it's maybe sometimes best to get a little bit more of these than you need, and plan to do, like, say we're going to do an intermediate reaction here. Instead of doing 84, maybe do 85 or 86. It's not going to add a huge amount onto your cost, or it's not going to add a huge amount onto your days, but it just makes sure that you have enough to do the job. If you've got some left over at the end of the day, that's fine. You can always put them to good use building something else, but it's better to have a little bit extra than it is not having enough. And that's it. So I hope this video has been helpful. Should you need any more assistance, please don't be afraid to ask on Discord in the Build Along group. And until next time, I will see you all later.